I decided in my free time today, after a couple weeks of partying and trauma, to do a nice, build a nice hydrogen generator with household items. So I started sciencing it up and collected these things based upon my studies, which would be I've already known about. So I already knew about HHO or hydrogen hydroxide converters. But then I got really interested in separating the two gases to use them for purposes other than combustion engines. Even though I did see a design for a really, really cool battery operated HHO converter that I want to make for a camping fire starter. But this one I want to use for other things such as antioxidation and neurogenesis and stuff like that. So anyway, I'll run you through the supplies right quick, and then I'm gonna start putting it together after I put my pizza in. And my power supply, I've got to look around the house. I know I've got a variable charge, like battery trickle charger somewhere laying around here. But until I find that, I might just test it out with a small 9-volt battery just to see if I can get a chemical reaction going. Essentially, I'm gonna have to repackage or chug these because I'm making these into individual cisterns where I'll put each pole. These little whisks were like just a couple dollars. They're going to go into these right here and serve as the individual poles. I'm probably gonna have to doctor these whisks actually and cut off this unit, or at least perforate it so I can run a hose through it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I also needed 25 feet of oxygen tubing. This was less than $5. I didn't need 25 feet, but this was cool because it also includes a nasal cannula. Nice. I brought stainless steel because I know that these posts, especially if I'm just going to run a 9-volt charge through this wire into these posts, it's not going to have enough surface area to really get a good chemical reaction. So to offset that, and then also to so when it does sort of oxidize and start to break down, this will break down instead of the rest of the hardware. Not that it matters, because like all of these, this was the most expensive thing in the kit. Well, this and that. So this is the important part. Heavy duty drain opener. So you're supposed to use here, where are the ingredients on this one? Directions, opening instructions. Well, fart bubbles. I know I had it here. Oh, right here. Okay. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. So this is a very caustic. So that's why I also got a sealed container. It's very caustic, so it is going to be a heavily ionized solution. So essentially, it'll take minimal inputs for maximal outputs with that, but it's caustic and dangerous. And that's also why I didn't make an HHO tank, because I could have put a single alternating post down and had this pump out hella gas, but it is very explosive and you don't want to do that. So I'm separating the oxygen and the hydrogen and the positive and the negative posts in this tank and submerging the whole thing to be able to sequester the gas in a pure and proper way. So that's that. I looked hard for these. I made sure you've got to shop around. You cannot get chlorides. Do not put table salt in it. Use baking soda, maybe. But never a chloride group unless you want chlorine gas. So this is cool because essentially I can make power generators with this too. And that's going to be I'm going to make a larger vestibule outside and make a solar powered generator probably. But this is just my little experiment. I'm going to go put my pizza in, and then I'm going to start putting this together. So right now I'm just running a 9-volt battery chain to the bottles, and it's providing like only a small amount. I'll probably want to get a larger battery bank or something, or increase the amperage somehow. But here, check it out. So I jacklegged two of these together. I got this line running into the right Coca-Cola bottle, running to the hydrogen, or to the negative. I mean, so, and it's attracting pulling the hydrogen out, and then this right over here is going into the Minute Maid lemonade, and as you can see, like, here, let me put my fingers down on this to apply pressure to the batteries. There we go. Okay, so there's some gasification going in on the right side here, and it's going up through the tank right here, and then kind of funneling up through that pipe and out that tube. And then there's not a whole lot of oxygen gasification going on with this setup, but it's happening, see? So that's cool. But yeah, you can always tell which one the hydrogen is because the solution that this is as a hydrogen-rich solution. So, and when a charge is run through it, it ionizes itself and just naturally withdraws a whole bunch more hydrogen. So, yeah. The next little trick will be to get some real amperage through this and try igniting it.